feel like this gets harder every time, not easier. The build up to press and record, my stomach is so like full of knots. The voices in my head. I get so nervous before turning this on. I think this is a bit worse because I'm sat in front of the camera like I'm performing, if that makes sense. When I'm walking in the field or in the car, it's on, but I've got my mind on driving and doing other things, whereas this is just for the camera. I did want to do this outside, but the wind was a bit too windy. I know a few people have said about getting a mic because the audio's not great, and I ain't got a mic yet, so that was scrapped, and I didn't really want to do it in the car again, so the living room is the backdrop for today's video. But I just wanted to jump on. Initially, I wanted to make this video yesterday, but the weather was pretty shitty, raining the majority of the day, so I couldn't get outside to record. And I wanted to say thank you for getting 100 subscribers. However, now 24 hours later, it's 300 subscribers, which is crazy. I feel like my head's going to fall off thinking about it. I genuinely am blown away. I just wanted to make this video to say thank you to you all. I know to a lot of people, 300 people, 300 subscribers doesn't sound like a lot. But when I imagine if I was in a room and 300 people would come to watch me on a stage, that shows the significance of 300 people to me. I wouldn't be there for long. I'll be turning around and running away. The thought of having 300 people looking at me on stage terrifies me. But honestly, I'm blown away by having 300 subscribers. I hadn't really got any words, but I didn't think I'd be at this stage, to be honest. I didn't even think I'd get 100 subscribers, so I'm still trying to process that 300 of you think enough of me to want to subscribe to my channel and be a part of my life. Honestly, it just really does mean the world to me. I'll go into it a little bit in this video, why it means that little bit more. I did see a Mr. Beast video this week popped up on my timeline, and it was him 9 years ago, I think, and the video was thank you for 1,000 subscribers. So I'm not quite sure if that's coincidence or the world trying to tell me something, that I see a video like that Monday, Tuesday, and now by the end of the week I'm kind of doing the same thing. Not 1,000 subscribers, but just thanking 300 subscribers. And now he has, I think, 410 million subscribers. I'll never get to that level. I don't want to get to that level. I think that's insane. But it gives us all hope if once upon a time he was making a video saying thank you to 1,000 people and he couldn't quite get his mind around that and thought that was amazing, and now he's got 410 million subscribers. Who knows what the future holds for me when I make this video now, thank him for 300. Who knows, but hopefully it continues to grow. I started this channel from like a place of despair. One of the lowest point of my life. I've made a video on it. I won't go back over that, but I was in a very, very low spot. So to see you jump on board and support me is really yeah. Sorry, I haven't got the words. I haven't really planned this. Maybe this would be better if I planned it. I'm just trying to think of it. It's just quite it's really touching, and it just doesn't feel real, so I'm trying to process it and I can't. I know there's going to be a day when hate does come along, and the comments will have people being nasty and all that jazz. It's inevitable that that is going to happen. It's part and parcel of life. But to be honest, like right now, it's just been really kind words from you all. Like warm, supportive, welcoming, positive. Honestly, I'm blown away by how kind everyone has been. But I think that comes back down to my upbringing throughout my teenage years and my early 20s. I have been hated by a lot of people that have never spoke a word to me, which after a while, it toughens your skin, makes you wear a protective layer of armour, and always kind of go into things expecting the worst. Like, I've always had, you'd class them as the cool kids in my town, would just hate me. And fair play to one of the kids. I got to know most of them after a while, and the same thing seemed to happen every single time. They got to know me, and they were, I don't know why, but they were shocked and were basically telling me how sound of a person I was, and they couldn't believe that they had hated me for so long and not spoken to me. But I remember one kiddie, we become friends, and he said the reason that he hated me was because whenever he got together with his mates and a bunch of girls, all the girls would be like, oh, we really like that kid. So he said it come out of a place of jealousy, which I thought was the respect for him to admit that. He didn't have to say that at all to me. But it was quite sad because I got done over in both worlds, because I wasn't very good with the girls. I hardly had any girlfriends growing up. Wasn't very confident with them. And then I had all the guys hating me because of the girls. So it was maybe if I was really popular with the girls and I had loads of girlfriends, then at least I was getting a good deal on half of it, and they'd have reason to hate me. But they hated me for something I wasn't even succeeding in. And it just took one of them to hate me, and then it would get around the whole group and they all just hated me. But, that's life. I guess I have a face that people, before getting to know me, don't like the look of. It's been a theme of majority of my life, to be honest. I'm rambling again here, but that's why I'm blown away by this, and that's why I hate bullying in general and negativity and people being horrible to people. There's no need for it at all. I remember when me and a couple of the boys went to Zante. I know, lads, eh? What you do in your 20s. We were, after a night out, we went to a kebab shop, as you do, standard practice here in the UK. Not that we were in the UK, but that's a thing we all do. And I was sat there with my mates, and there was a kid that come in by himself, sat in like a table just in front of us, and we're out judging. You look at him, and he was a bit skinny, a bit scrawny, had glasses, looked a bit nerdy, but doesn't change nothing, doesn't mean nothing. That's just what his appearance gave off. And he was sat eating by himself, and these little chavies come in, about 3 of them, walked up to the kiosk, started ordering, and one of them turned round and threw some at him and started picking on him. Now, I hate injustice. I hate people treating people wrong. I think, again, like I said, because of how I've been brought up and I've had to take a lot of that on my own shoulders, I don't like it for anyone else to go through. And I had two choices. I could have sat back and watched, no problem, carried about my night, but I went over to that table, sat next to him, and I said to the guys at the bar, I said, if you've got a problem with him, you've now got a problem with me, and you'll have a problem with my mates as well. And as soon as I did that, they turned around, walked out, and left him alone. And I said to him to come and join us on our table and carry on the rest of the night with us. But I dread to think what they'd have done to him if no one else was in there. But it just baffles me why, in the first place, he had to come in and do that to the kid. He was minding his own business. He was doing nothing to no one. You could tell he wouldn't hurt a fly. And I just don't, I get it's an ego check, but it's just embarrassing. And it shows how much of a bully they are, because once you put it back on them, they don't want to continue that big front that they were just given. But yeah, I'm kind of rambling. That's what I always say. But a long story cut short. I went into this expecting, I guess, hate, because that's what I've always had. So now thinking that, I don't even know why I started this channel. If that was my thoughts and my process going into this, that a lot of people were going to take one look at me and hate on me, I don't know why I started this, but I'm glad I did, because I've been pleasantly surprised, and that is the whole point behind me starting this channel, because I wanted to grow. I was in a bad place, and there was only one way, which was up from where I was, but I wanted to go on that journey with other people. I wanted to grow, which I feel like I have already. So I've noticed as well, where I'm sat, I've got my windows looking out onto a park, and there's people in there. So this majority of this video, I've not even looked directly at you. I've just been looking out while I'm talking. I think that helps make it feel a bit more normal and not so, oh, I'm on camera performing. But yeah, it's just, yeah, really nice to have been proven wrong, actually, with the perceived thoughts that I had going into this. It's heartwarming. Yeah, I'm really bad. I think this might be one of my worst videos. I've ummed a lot. I've paused a lot. I feel like I've said things without really any payoff at the end. Still a learning process, this. Still growing. Gotta give me time to grow and get better at this. I'm still early days. But yeah, long story short, I wanted to come on and say thank you to all 300 of you that believe in me and have had nothing but kind words to say. I'm hoping I can take that all on board. Grow together as a community. That's what I want. I want us all to learn together, grow together, and see what life can really be about when we come together in a positive way. But yeah, thank you very much.